Okay, so in this video, we're gonna do two different body parts. We're gonna do the trap, which is also where the first rib is. So some people have trapezius spasms, they get knots in here. And then sometimes when you look at somebody, you can see that one side is higher than the other. Lift the shoulder a little bit like this, not that much, more of a bend. So if you see, relax that though. So if you see that you look at them and one side's elevated, you can have them go into a flexion and then, just kind of level them out and tape them. And then I found that if the body wants to keep going into this posture, that bringing them into the opposite posture, taping them, it really does. They really, really, really do love that, because the pain and the spasms that happen from here, not usually are just here. They can go up into the neck and make the neck range of motion shut down where the neck starts hurting. And then when these problems get really, really bad, it starts giving headaches. So this is a huge area that I use a lot in my practice. And I find that most people really, really, they say when the tape comes off, they miss the tape. That's typically what I hear. Is like, oh, I really can't wait to have that taped again. So I'm going to show you what that's like, and I'm going to show you in real time working around clothing. So she's obviously in a sports bra, but even if it was a tank top, perfect. If this is somebody that you know is going to come in regularly, express to them, or if you're at home, just say, listen, get into a tank top. Something that has, less fabric, but I have worked around t-shirts where they're in a t-shirt. So what you can do is just take the t-shirt and make room and just pull the t-shirt over. And it's not easier. It's definitely more challenging, and you can cut your pieces in half and shorten the piece and just use, a half, and then move the t-shirt and do that, because something is better than nothing. But today what we're going to do is we're going to do the pre-cut. Doesn't need to be this size. Remember, I'm all about making it the length that you want to make it, and then dropping this one on here. We are not going to talk about the neck in this video. We are going to do neck pain in another video. That way we can discuss what's happening here and how not to get the hair in it. Okay? I have asked her to put her hair up. That's extremely helpful if somebody can just get the hair out of the way. Hair and clothing, obviously, to just make this easier. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the trapezius. People that are dealing with more anatomy, they'll talk about it maybe being the first rib area. The shoulder blade starts here, but we're going to do shoulder blade taping over here in a second, and we're just going to put this all on one video. So what I want to do is I'm going to have this one only have that much going to the front. The majority, a good 80%, 75% of the tape, we actually are going to drop down to the back for many, many different reasons. One being that the skin is more supple, more tender, thinner in the front. We do not need a ton of tape in the front unless we're dealing with a shoulder issue or a clavicle issue or something that's really a front anatomy problem. So in this case, it's really not. What we want to do is we want to get this anatomy down and pulled back down in here, and that typically will create relief through here. So that's what we're going to do. And what we're going to do is we're not going to rip in the middle, we're going to rip higher up. So we're going just to expose this right now and then be able to work around the straps. So this piece here, I'm going to get to adhere up in here. So I'm actually going to move this strap over and then just get that piece to attach right there. And there we are. There's our good 80% coming down the back. So I'm going to start releasing some of this off of here and then just work around it. I did a slight pull and attachment. Then I'm going to slide that back over and get that out of my way. Again, if we felt this was getting too long, we can just trim it. So maybe that's what we'll do today. We'll show you what it's like, because I'm pulling and attaching. And this is getting even longer. So that's going to be between your choice and the patient's choice. Somebody can make the call. I mean, you've got still a ton of tape up here. So what we can do is just make it a little bit smaller. Doesn't look like much, but it makes a big difference. Watch. Done. So now we only have this top piece. I'm gonna have you lean back and over just a hair. And all I'm gonna do is just take this off and just let it release itself, and then just attach it there. And then you can have the person that's getting taped just rub that, go ahead and rub that with your fingers and just get that warm. And then you can get this warm. And that's typically it. As soon as I feel the heat and the friction coming through my fingertips, I already know I've heated the glue to keep it attached. So if you only had one piece of tape to spare for this pain, that's great. If you have more, fantastic. But if you only had one, you could totally stop there. So with the other piece that we're gonna do is that we're just gonna come across. And you can see right off the bat, this is too long. So what we'll do is, I know that the spine's here. I don't really need to go all the way across the spine. I mean, you can, but that's not really benefiting her. So what we just need to do is a half piece and come across like this. And if you really wanted, if the patient or person was talking about how sometimes this pain radiates and moves out here, you could bring this out. So let's go over that. We could do a half piece here. If I cut it, we could put it down, we could go underneath, we could put a piece there. If she's, or they are talking about this being an issue and sometimes they're like rubbing this and it's really been there a long time, that's how I'm actually gonna tape this so you can see what that's gonna look like. So we're gonna start here and go this way. I'm gonna come back, not halfway, a little bit above halfway, get this started, open this up, get this attached right about there, and then just leave it alone. I'm gonna work up underneath, oy, like this, done. We got a fold right there, it folded in on itself. I'm going to release it off her skin. I'm gonna pull that taut, get that fold out, and then just reattach it. That fold's gone. You can totally leave that fold there. Nobody would know, it would not affect what the tape is gonna help her with. And because I wanna show you what's going on and how to help the stability in the shoulder, bring the shoulder up add some tension, do a slight pull, drop it down, get it to attach, drop the arm down, like that. And you can see here the skin's folding. This is supporting that. It is taking some of the weight and the pull of this anatomy down, and it's actually giving some support here. And that is what that will help with that symptom of that discomfort that's moving this way. What you could hear is you could have her drop your head down and away, and then this could get some of the hair out of the way. That's just an option. You don't have to do this. And then come back to neutral. There you go. So this would be taping the first rib, trapezius pain, and into maybe, if you felt like it, adding, not cutting, adding into the shoulder, and then dropping it down.